So I'm going to stick with the same rule set that I used for yesterday's game. I kind of like this new house rule, this whole winner takes all thing. I think setting it up so that whoever beats the guy at the end of the dungeon first wins the game is a really good way to guarantee a pretty quick game. So if you're one of those people who likes Talisman but doesn't necessarily like having to spend a lot of time to play a game, I think this is a pretty good option, especially until that new patch comes out that lets you play to a certain number of turns. I think once that comes out, you could play with almost any ending and just set a turn limit and do it that way. But in lieu of that, and until that expansion actually drops, what looks like it's going to be next month, let's go ahead and use that winner takes all house rule again. And so, keeping with the settings from last time, we had no Grim Reaper. We're going to go with character selection and random characters because that's cool. And let's go with random treasures. Again, this way if somebody does fight the Eagle King, they won't get to pick the best treasure from the available rewards. They'll just get something doled out randomly, which I think is a little more fair and a little more interesting than just being able to pick whatever you want and just take the best thing that's available. Alright, so with all that said, let's go ahead and jump in here and make this happen. Alright, so this initial draw is not bad. I mean, the obvious choice here would be to take the Assassin, and that would pretty much guarantee me victory. But I think I'd rather go with something a little more challenging. So let's go with the Dark Cultist and see if we can make something happen there. Again, just a reminder of this character's abilities. Basically, when you attack another character, you may choose to make that psychic combat, so the same as the Vampirus from yesterday. Whenever you kill an enemy or defeat another character and force them to lose a life, you can roll a die and get this result based on the roll of the die. So this is a pretty potentially powerful ability, assuming that the dice rolls actually go your way. You are always evil and ignore any effect that might change your alignment, which is another important thing. So we're always going to be able to replenish our fate at the graveyard, which is a good thing considering that this character only has one fate naturally. We're kind of doing like an evil talisman week here with the Vampirus yesterday and the Dark Cultist today, so I guess it's kind of a theme. Anyway, let's jump on in here and see what the AI picks. Draws the Ninja and the Knight. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, let's see if we can get off to a good start and rock some people's faces off. So I'm going to head over to this side of the board, hoping to draw the 2-card square early on, and hopefully get some good luck with that. Well, I'll definitely get that drawing this Blizzard, because everybody's going to have to move a single square for the next couple of turns. So that's actually, I'm really glad I came over to this side, because otherwise I would have been stuck in between the crags and the chapel on the left-hand side, and that would have sucked, because I can't go to the chapel, since I'm evil, and the crags is only good if you end up rolling a 6, which the probability of that is not great. So I think I made the right choice there for my initial move. Alright, so we were trying to get to this draw 2-card square, so let's go ahead and take advantage of the fact that the Blizzard's in effect to actually do that, and hope that we actually draw something interesting. Alright, so this guy would normally be a big pain in the butt. He's really hard to fight whenever you get leveled up, but actually in the early game here, it's not a bad card to encounter. Oh, and Dark Denizens. So this card basically means that we're going to draw dungeon cards out here on the main board, which could be really bad for us this early in the game. That could be a real bummer. Hopefully I beat this guy on this roll. That's not a good way to start the game. Oh man, and that spread is not good. So basically I'd have to roll a 6 to beat him and a 5 to tie. And given that I only have 1 point of fate, I just don't think it's worth it. So I'm going to eat that life loss there. unfortunately. Hopefully the AI won't have him any easier a time. Well, that guy just got turned evil. Now we have an evil ninja, which that just makes sense to me. I'm not exactly sure why the ninja starts out neutral. So one interesting thing here is the knight cannot be turned to anything but good, and I cannot be turned to anything but evil. So we've kind of got a nice opposing alignment thing going on between these two characters. No point in me going to... well, let's go ahead and go to the dungeon, because with Dark Denizens in play, we have to draw dungeon cards on the outer board anyway, and I'd like to keep that space clear of any nasty dungeon creatures if I can. So we might as well just step into the dungeon here real quick, and then I can take another crack at that creature on my next turn. Let's see, craft 4 creature, not the end of the world. He's got a slight advantage on me, but it's a winnable fight. Not if I keep rolling 1s though. Oh, and not if they keep rolling 6s. That's not good. Oh man, losing 2 lives in a row like that this early, not a good start to this game. Not a good start. And of course, the main problem with being a prime character locked into the evil alignment is getting lives back can be really tricky, especially if you don't have a ton of gold, which I do not, because the game just started. So I'm going to have to be pretty careful here over these next few turns, and hope I get at least a little bit lucky so I can get myself off the ropes as far as these lives go. Alright, let's see if I can catch a break. I think I'm going to head over to the city and maybe try to either visit the Enchantress or the Doctor. Craft 2, that should be... that fight should favor me. Oh, man, that's 3 1s in a row for attacks. Fortunately... no, I didn't beat him by enough. But that's okay, I'll take the standoff. So that vampire bat card, you have to beat him by at least 2, which is why that wasn't a victory, even though I had the higher roll there. But at this point, I will take the standoff the way things are going. Well, at least I'm not the only one rolling 1s for my attack. That's there's some solace there. And the ninja just got eaten by the bats, so things could have gone worse for me. So let's see. What's the AI up to? Oh, Pathfinder. It's a good card to have out in the early game. Gives us some options in terms of getting around the board. Oh, so here we go. Here's my chance to get a life back, which I think I will take. So let's go visit the doctor and use the 1 gold we have. Don't like running around the board with only 2 lives this early in the game. It's a little too dangerous for my liking. The Yeti. So this guy's kind of nasty. He throws a boulder at you, and if you fail this roll, you lose a life before you even get to encounter him. Which that just happened to the ninja here, and actually puts the ninja in a fairly precarious spot. Ooh, especially, well, fortunately he was able to use his innate ability to weaken the Yeti, so he was able to actually win that fight, but under normal circumstances that roll would not have been enough. So luckily he had that ability to fall back on. And actually with the ninja being converted to evil, that makes him pretty much in the same boat as me in terms of getting lives back. Right now the only character on the board who would have an easy time replenishing their lives would be the knight, because they can go not only to the village and the city and pay for lives, but get free lives from the chapel due to their good alignment. So I think I'm going to avoid the crags here. There's not a lot to be gained by going there, and I can draw a card by going to the same square as the ninja, so we're going to do that. Go ahead and Grab one of these and see what we can get. Oh, that strength 4 is not my friend right now. I really needed something a little easier. But hopefully I could snap my streak of rolling ones. Let's see if it'll happen. Yeah, that's a good way to snap it. Now if he will just roll low. Not quite. Not quite. Now I would be really disappointed about that, but I still would have had to beat his regeneration roll even if I'd have beaten him. So the chances of that happening not so great. Um, so I'm not too disappointed in that only being a standoff. Now the ninja's having to fight a lot of craft-based creatures early on, which is not good for him. Yeah, so there his reroll just hurt him. And now he's down to 1 life, so we could see the ninja go out here real quickly if he's not careful. And he's only got 1 gold, his starting gold, to potentially buy a life back. So even if he does manage to do that, he's still going to be in a bit of trouble. Going to have to be pretty careful. Not that the AI plays particularly well enough to factor stuff like that in. Like it's just going to kind of YOLO things for the most part. But it is interesting to think about it in terms of what a player might do if they were controlling that character and how that might change the way they play. Really want to avoid these roll to see the outcome squares. I think I want to stick with drawing cards for right now. I think there's enough stuff still in the deck that I'd like to try to lay my hands on. Okay, here's a strength 2. Let's see if this guy's gonna run. Yeah, he's gonna run, because even with my meager strength of 3, I'm still considered too powerful for him to want to fight me. Which is unfortunate. So with this game ending that I've selected, Talisman actually is of no importance at all. It's just about getting your stats up high enough to kill the guy at the end of the dungeon section of the board, and whoever does that first is going to win. So it's a much more expedited kind of version of the game that we're playing. But one thing I noticed in playing that game yesterday is the AI doesn't seem to be particularly aware of that nuance. And what ends up happening is it ends up going after Talisman, even though it doesn't need them. So that's a bit of a bug. So here's I don't really have the craft to be able to deal with the Trapper properly. So I'm going to have to duck into the Highlands here because I can't go to the chapel as an evil character. So I'm going in here a lot sooner than I would prefer to, but hopefully I'll be able to just grab a decent card and pop back out. So that's excellent. So we can gain 4 gold by doing that, which will be really helpful to getting my health back up, getting myself back up to full lives. So that was an excellent pickup of all the things I could have drawn there. That was definitely one of the best for that section of the board. Yeah, here we have the ninja spending his 1 gold to get his lives back up. The thing is, you really don't want to be running around the main board with only 1 life, because all that has to happen is somebody draws the pestilence card and you're basically done. So, and especially him being evil alignment, there's even other cards like the angel that would remove a life, and there'd really just be nothing you could do about it. So let's go ahead and pop out of here. Let's see if I can pop out here and maybe get to the city on the next roll. Strength 3, that's an even fight. Hopefully I can just get a good roll here. Nice, there's another 6. Nice, that'll do. I'll take that. So now because I won that fight, not only do I get the creature as a trophy, but I get to roll here and get something from this. So there's a gold, I'll take that. Can't complain. Cash, money, money, cash, money, cash, money, money, cash, as it were. Actually, that's a really amazing roll against the trapper there that the ninja just made. He actually was able to evade him because he rolled a deuce and a 1 there, which added up to his craft, which is 3. So actually able to dodge the trapper there and not have to fight him. I'm kind of surprised he didn't fight him though, because I believe when you win that encounter like that, you actually get to roll against him. So the ninja probably could have beaten him pretty easily. So I'm kind of perplexed as to why the ninja didn't take that fight, but maybe I'm remembering the card incorrectly. So that guy's just going to run away from me if I land on him. Yeah, let's bounce down here and get a regular card. Oh, nice. So I am of evil alignment, so this square is going to give me a free bonus. And in these situations, I feel like you pretty much have to go with your stats, either your strength or your craft. So I got to think about like what I want to actually build. I've actually already got a strength trophy, so I'm going to take the free strength point in hopes of stacking more strength quickly and putting myself into a good position to go for the end game. Oh, dragon. Oh, dragon. Yeah, even with his special ability, the dragon's still powerful enough to get the standoff there. Actually, the ninja's really lucky he didn't lose another life there. I believe this is a low-level craft creature. Yeah, only a craft 2. Let's see if we can pick up a craft trophy and get another chance at rolling our die. Not a great roll, but good enough. Alright, let's see if we can get lucky here. Ooh, nice. Gained a craft point off of our special ability. So now we're rocking 4-4. That's a really good. Really good. That's going to improve our odds of winning all our future encounters. The knight going straight for the casket. Interesting choice here. Again, I feel like this is a mistake on the AI's part because it's playing to try to get the talisman when in reality it doesn't actually need it. But it worked out. He burned his 1 fate doing that, but he did get some gold out of it. Probably not a move that an actual player would have made though, to be honest. That just seems very reckless, like a reckless use of the 1 fate that he had, especially given how hard it is for um, good characters to replenish their fate. Not really getting great rolls here. Oh, man, that was not good. Yeah. Really, I'd need a I'd need a 6 here to be able to win by enough margin, and I just don't see that happening. I'm not going to waste the fate that I have to do that. And that puts me back into the danger zone as far as lives go, so if I can hit the city next turn and turn that trinket in and visit the doctor, that would be really nice. Alternatively, I could make a move down towards the village because there's a healer down there who will also heal me for a gold a life. So it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It just depends on how the kind of flow of things goes and how if I feel like I'm more likely to be able to hit one corner or the other. Let's see, is there any advantage to hitting this? Strength 7, no way. That's way out of my league right now. We're going to bounce over this way and hopefully draw something good. Okay, so we're going to position him. That's fine. Where's he end up? he's going to the chapel, which means I'll never be able to go there. So somebody else can enjoy fighting that, probably the knight. There's the 3 that I'm going to need for my next roll. Would be a nice pickup there. Oh, he does have enough to take the spell, so that's a good pickup for him. Hopefully that spell's nothing that's going to screw me up. Okay, so that one creature moved, which is good, so now I can actually go to that square and draw something and stay pretty close to the city. Nice, a strength 1. This should be a pretty easy fight to win. So even if he rolls the 6, it won't matter. Nice. Fighting these low-level creatures as the Dark Cultist is really awesome because for every kill, regardless of how tough the creature was to kill, you get to do this roll. So that's kind of the real power of this character. And I'm really lucking out on these rolls. I got a free craft point last time and a free strength point this time. So that's pretty sick. Once I get these stats up to a certain point, it won't matter if I roll low because the stats will carry me through the encounters, which is ideally what you want. There goes the peddler. I really need to hit the city as soon as possible and get this trinket turned in so that I can get some gold and get some lives back. Get the knight taking a little trip into the Highlands, picking up a trinket of his own. Let's see. Really, even with 4 craft, I'm still not feeling real good about my odds versus the trapper. I mean, if I fail the craft roll, then that basically means I have to fight him without rolling. Now I do have 5 strength, so he could roll a 1 or a 2 and I could still beat him, or he could roll a 3 and I could stalemate him or standoff him. So it's not the end of the world if I had to land on him, but I think given the current situation, I'm going to bounce down to the crags and hope for a 6. No good. But I do believe a 4 will mean I'm safe and nothing happens, so that's good. A bit of a throwaway turn, but I think better than taking the chance of losing a life to the trapper. Yes, couple of throwaway turns happening here. Not really much happening in terms of advancing the game at the moment. But he's getting rich. Alright, let me hit the city. Not quite. Okay, the runestone, not really going to help me at this moment. Definitely don't want to go into the Highlands with only 2 lives. Yeah, let's bounce up here. Oh, mule. Nice pickup. Be able to carry more items. That's always welcome. Interesting trinket. The ninja definitely will favor the trinkets, considering that they can't have followers. So normally the ninja's only able to carry 4 items. Oh, you are not seriously about to do that. Wow. So the thing that really sucks about that is oh no, so the knight cast that, I see. So actually that's a little more legit. I thought the ninja took it from me just to throw it on the ground because he couldn't actually have the follower himself. But actually it looks like the knight took it, which kind of makes sense. I mean, I don't know if I would have used that ability on that particular follower, but I can't say I blame him. Being able to carry extra stuff is pretty important, especially if you're trying to build stats quickly. He's going to burn his trinket to prevent his life loss since the armor didn't do it for him. And I'm having a heck of a time trying to land on this city. I might need to go to another part of the board just to change it up. Let's see if we can fight the Hydra. We have a 1-point strength advantage, so that should help with the initial roll. Not great. Oh, really not great. So let's see, a 4 to tie, a 5 or a 6 to win. I think statistically this might be worth a re-roll. Let's give it a shot. There. So the 10 wins over the 9. But now the trick is I have to actually roll a higher than a 1 or a 2 without a fate point to re-roll. And I get it. So cool. So I'm going to get that. Hopefully I'll get a fate point on this roll here, and that would be great. No. But I do get a life, which is good. That'll help get me out of the danger zone. Danger zone! And now I have enough stuff to turn in for a strength point. So basically for every 7 points of a given stat you can turn in from trophies, you get a point of that stat permanently added to your character. So I'll turn in this 3 and this 4 and get an extra point of strength. And actually, I'm very quickly approaching the point where if I wanted to make a run at the Highlands, I would have the stats to make that a legitimate effort. When you get up around the 6, 7 points of strength and or craft mark, you're kind of in a position to start thinking about making a run at the boss at the end of the Highlands section of the board. Treasure map. Nice pickup. He's going to, of course, use that immediately, which any sane person would. Get himself some monies. The AI definitely does certain things that I would say are pretty reasonable and pretty much what you would expect an actual player to do. But there's a real dichotomy in the AI's play where sometimes the things it does are just straight up crazy and not at all reflective of what a even remotely experienced Talisman player would do. Okay, so let's take a trip to the city. Since we have 3 lives, I don't think we need to push our luck in terms of going for the doctor right away. I think we can afford to go to the alchemist and turn in our trinket this time. Let's go ahead and get that extra cash money from that. And that'll put us in a nice position where if an instructor or an academy or something that requires gold comes up, or if we need to buy more lives for ourselves, we have a nice pool of gold to work with. Probably the next thing we need to look at doing, though, honestly, is heading down to the graveyard and trying to replenish that 1 point of fate that we have. Because running around this board with no fate is never a great idea if you can avoid it. So let's see about making our way down there ASAP. Don't want to really take a chance on the crags. I've already been down there with no luck. Let's draw a card instead. Kind of loop around the board on the right-hand side to try to hit the graveyard. So we could buy a spell here. That might be useful. I think I will do that. Let's go ahead and buy one. And see what we get. Oh, spell call. So this is cool. So if anybody casts anything that we want, we can play this spell to grab it for ourselves before it goes to the discard pile. So that could be handy. So if we see a nice spell get played and we want to be able to cast it on ourselves or cast it ourselves, we can use that to make that happen. That's pretty alright. Here we have the idol being played on the outer ring. This will be good for some temple farming. Basically a good way to try to build stats and get bonuses in the early game. He's playing that in Rich. I don't think that one's quite good enough to try to grab. I think I could hold out for something better. Especially since I already have 4 gold at the moment. Now, if there were an academy or an instructor or something out on the board already, I might have thought about that differently. But I think right now it seems like the right play. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab these items. A sword will help our strength in combat. The water bottle will make it so we can survive the desert if we go to the inner ring for whatever reason. That's a good pickup there. So basically that makes us an effective 7 strength, which definitely puts us in contention for heading to the Highlands, which I think is what I'll probably end up doing. I'll probably try to loop around the bottom right corner of the board here, ideally hit the graveyard, and then make a beeline for the Highlands and try to make a run through there, position myself for the inevitable endgame dungeon run. Okay, so what are our options here? Oh, excellent. So we'll hit the Pathfinder, and that'll let us go to the graveyard and replenish our fate on our next turn. And then we can move from there accordingly based on what else gets drawn in between now and then. He's going to visit the peddler and grab a mule. Clearly concerned about being able to carry as many items as possible. So the Pathfinder will let us go to any square in the region we want. Of course, we want the graveyard so we can replenish our fate. Being evil characters, we get that for free on that square. And we move on. Alright, so we're actually in a pretty good position here with these stats to make a run on this game. There's definitely a few options we have. We could definitely try to temple farm on the outer edge of the board there, on that idol at the top. I still think the Highlands might be the right move for us just to kind of get us away from the other players a little bit. Sometimes having separation between yourself and the other players could be helpful, just so you're not kind of tripping over each other. Kind of want to look at... So the decision here is if I go to the left, it puts me closer to the Highlands, which is where I want to go. But the thing is, if I roll a 3 on my next turn, I won't be able to go to the chapel because I'd lose a life being an evil character. So I'm actually going to go to the right here to give myself more options for movement, statistically speaking. See if I can get something good off this altar. Cool. Immediately take another turn. Sweet. Let's do that. Alright, so that'll let us hop past the chapel to another square, so that's cool. Kind of what we wanted. And some gold, never hurts. We're actually in really good shape. I'd love to see an instructor or an academy drop. That would be fantastic if we could get either of those. Oh, the computer looking for a little blood. See what he does here. Oh, looks like the knight's gonna get took by the ninja. Oh, the armor roll fails, and the ninja goes for blood. Neither one of their stats particularly impressive. That just kind of seemed like a fight for its own sake. Seemed like they were just kind of feeling each other out. Maybe the ninja didn't want to encounter the square, so rather than fight or deal with the square, they figured attack the character. Hard to say what goes on in the mind of a crazed AI. Alright, so I could go after the dragon. It would be an even roll, and I would pick up a free strength point if I win it. So I kind of feel like maybe that's a chance worth taking. It's a little bit of a risk, but I'm feeling kind of saucy, so let's give it a shot. So with my weapon, I get +1, so 7 versus 7. Oh, but I rolled a 1. Now he only rolled a 2, so if I can get a good re-roll here, I can still pull this out. Yes! Now, unfortunately, I had to use my 1 fate point to do that, so hopefully I will actually roll a 1 here and get my fate point back. No such luck. But I did get a life, so that's perfectly fine. That puts me back up to full lives, and I have to say ultimately that was totally worth it, because now I get a free point of strength for turning this 7-point creature in, which puts me in excellent position. And actually, at a certain point here, I have to start thinking about whether the Highlands is actually worth my time, because I think that's kind of what happened to me in the last game yesterday, is I maybe made the Highlands run when I didn't necessarily need to, and it put me out of position to go after the Warlock when he made his move for the end game. So I kind of have to consider that, like, unless I can really blaze through the Highlands pretty quickly before these guys start stat building, it may not be in my best interest to try to go there. Okay, so my stats are definitely too high at this point to go to the Enchantress. There's really no need for me to go to the doctor in the city, and I really don't have anything I'd like the Alchemist to melt down at this point. So it looks like I am going into the Highlands, because there's nothing for me at the city. The chapel's bad news. Even if I kill that spirit, I'll lose a life by being on that square. So I'm just going to duck into the Highlands. I think the game has kind of made the decision for me, honestly. Craft 1 though, that's cool. That'll be a good way to get started in here. Good, he rolled equally poorly, so that was good. See if I can get a fate point. That's what I'd really like. Although I will take a free craft point. Yes, I will. All day, every day, I will take that. So 7, effectively 8 strength and 5 craft. Feeling pretty good about being in the Highlands with those stats. There's definitely some stuff in here that could gnaw my face off and spit it back out at me, but not so much that I'm overly concerned about being in this section of the board. Alright, what do we got here? Alright, so that's a strength 8. Now the upside to fighting that would be if I win, that's another free point of strength. And I did get lucky with the dragon, but that was when I had a point of fate to re-roll. I'm not sure that I want to try to get lucky twice in a row like that. I think I'm going to take a step back here and see what my next roll is, and see if I have a shot at maybe going back to the graveyard for that free fate point before I fully commit to coming in here. Let's see what we get with this trinket. Oh, nice. So I'm definitely going to hang on to this. This will be critical for the end game. Because if I could like just step foot in the dungeon and then use this trinket, I could go straight to the end if I needed to, which could be an awesome move to catch up and potentially win the game. That is a trinket definitely worth holding on to for the end game. Colossus, really nice draw. Unfortunately, the ninja can't take it because he can't have followers. And actually, that puts me in a good position to potentially swoop out there and grab that if I get a high enough roll. Because the knight is really out of position to make a move for it. So I might want to try to go pick that up before he comes out of the inner ring to go after it himself. And actually, with that Colossus in tow, I would feel perfectly comfortable going after that level 8 creature in the Highlands. Alright, I think what I'll do is I'll go here and try to split the difference. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to the graveyard, or 5 to get to the Colossus. Let's give myself the most options possible. Let's go here, draw a card, put us within range of potentially picking up the Colossus. Oh, excellent, the Pegasus. So this is a great timing on this draw. This is going to let us go anywhere on the board we want to go, and we very obviously want to go pick that Colossus up. So we're going to do that. Acquire that follower. Now we are in a bit of a pickle here because we do have to visit somebody at the city, but we can just go to the Alchemist and we can burn our water bottle because I have no intention of going to the inner ring in this game, so the water bottle is kind of a superfluous item. And that gives us an extra gold and prevents us from having to take a risk dealing with the Enchantress with all these built up stats. Let me just remind myself, I believe the Colossus is going to give me +2 to strength in combat. Yeah, add 2 to strength during battle. Yep. So we're definitely ready to make a move back into the Highlands. So let's kind of head down that way. And craft 1 creature. Sure, we'll gnaw on that. That's an auto win with that roll. See what we get here. Oh, there's our fate point. Excellent. We don't even have to go to the graveyard. Bonus. Okay, so now it's probably time to rethink our strategy a little bit. I think I want to duck into the Highlands and at least get that level 8 creature. But now I'm starting to think I might want to just skip the Highlands altogether once I get that creature and just bounce back to the dungeon, maybe hit the idol for a quick temple roll on the way over to the dungeon. But I kind of feel like at this point the benefit of going to the Highlands is diminishing because I'm very quickly passing the stat level that I would want to be there in. It's a bit of a toss-up. It's not a sure thing at this point, but it's something I'm definitely thinking about. Let's bounce in here and see if we can get this guy, see what our next couple of rolls look like, and we'll kind of adjust strategy based on that. Here's another chance to get 3 more gold, which is cool. Doesn't take up any inventory, so it doesn't really hurt anything to pick it up. Nice thing about trinkets. It looks like they drew the card that makes Highland cards appear on the regular board. I missed that coming up. Basically the Highland equivalent of the Dark Denizens card. Okay, the knight making some stuff happen here. Gotta keep an eye on him. Yeah, he's definitely stat building. That could be a concern if he keeps it up, but I'm still outpacing him pretty well. The ninja's not really much of a threat at this point. Let's see, what are our choices? Oh, actually the prospector, yeah, he would take that coinage that I just got. Let's go ahead and hit him. And then if I get the 6 on the next turn, I can go back and fight that creature, or if I get something lower than that, I might make a move on the outer ring of the main board. That gives me 10 gold, which is excellent. Man, if an academy or an instructor would drop right now, that would pretty much do it for me. Alright, let's see what my roll is. So that puts me back to where I was, or could go get a spell. You know what? I feel like I'm in a little bit of a loop here. Let's change things up. Let's go for the spell. We're going to buy a spell. And let's see, Reflection. That's a cool spell. Basically, I can direct anything that anybody sends at me back at them. Is the gist of that one. Ooh, that's a tough roll. Ninja swimming in lives currently. Okay, just reminding myself of what's over here. Alright, these guys. Given these choices, I guess I'll go to the tavern. Not really a big tavern fan, but that other square is kind of a waste. Oh, more gold for me. Cool, I guess. AI going for its own blood again. Now that's kind of a nice spell. You know, I might grab that. Oop, I think I was a little slow on the trigger there. Yeah, looks like I didn't get that off quite in time. Oh well. Oh no 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 no! I was unqueuing that. Oh, what a waste! What a waste that was. Oh well, these things happen. That was just a mistake on my part. I was trying to unqueue that spell, and the UI had changed to the trinket because my turn came up. Well, we'll go to the idol at least and get a temple roll. Let's see, what's a 9? Gain a spell. I don't think that's going to help us. I don't think I have enough to actually carry that. Yeah, that was a really unfortunate turn of events there. I missed the opportunity to grab that other spell and then blew my trinket trying to unqueue the spell grab. Sometimes your window of opportunity in this game is very narrow, and if you're not quick, you screw yourself, for lack of a better term. Alright, let's see. No worries though, we're still in very good shape. Man, neither one of those is particularly interesting, but I feel like if I'm gonna do something, I might as well go here. Because I think my strength is actually high enough that even if I lose the craft roll. Oh, I think I'm auto evading the trapper because of my strength is so high that it knows I could beat him. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. Something weird's happening on that square. Alright. Enough fooling about. Let's start looking at making something happen here. So that's a bit of a chancy roll, but I do have some other craft creatures to turn in, so if I could manage to kill that thing, it would be kind of a coup. I feel like I'm in a good enough, strong enough position I can afford to take a chance here, so let's go ahead and do that. Weak roll. Equally weak roll on his part. So I would need a 4 to tie, or a 5 or a 6 to win. Let's see if we can get lucky. Nope. Yeah, I had a feeling that that was probably going to be the case there, but at least it puts me into a decent position. That's kind of the part of the board I wanted to be on, so rather than retreating back to the crags, I'd rather take the chance and be where I actually want to be on the board. So my decision making here is going to be totally based on this next roll. If I get the 4, I'll go down to the village and heal that life that I lost. Otherwise, I got to look at maybe going into the dungeon. So let's see, craft 2. Yeah, let's start our dungeon run. I think we're ready. We're basically ready to do that. That 6 would have been handy last turn game. But I'll take it now. I will surely take it now. There's another craft point. All day, every day. Alright, that puts us in a much better position. And we won't have to get too many more craft creatures to get another point through trophies. So this is actually going to be, I think, 7-7 here pretty quickly. And again, keeping in mind that the strength is actually 8 with the weapon that I'm using. So that's a pretty strong position to start a dungeon run from. Okay, what's this critter? Craft 4? Sure. That might be a good chance to get that point right there. Oh, I think this thing's gonna try to knock that out of our hand. Right. Alright, let's kill it. Kill it with fire. Or magic, or some combination of the two. Bang. Alright, what are we gonna get on our roll? I'll take that life. Absolutely I will. And let's go ahead and turn that in for the craft. Let's see, that's a 4, and a 2, and a 1. Nice. Yeah, 7-7, very tidy. Now, did I actually lose my sword? Yes, I did. Okay. Unfortunate consequence of some of the creatures in the dungeon deck is that they do destroy weapons sometimes. Oh, but I'm glad I got off that main board because I would not have wanted to draw that poltergeist at this point. That would have been suboptimal. Alright. Oh, so I get another chance at that chill bane. Go ahead and do it. Feeling saucy. There's a 6. Yeah, that's more like it. Eat it. There's a spell. Cool beans. Alright, we can transmute. We definitely want to play that on the knight. Put the bumps on him. We're going to ignore this portal because there's really no purpose in me going there at this point. Let's queue this bad boy up. And let's also turn in our craft for another point. And we are definitely ready. Huh. Does that spell call not work the way that I think it does? Let's see. Yeah. I guess I would have had to have it queued up for it to work. I guess that's the problem. I just assumed that I would have time to cast it there, but maybe I had to actually cast it and not queue it. Maybe that's the confusion there. I don't get that spell very often, so I haven't had much opportunity to mess with it. Again, no big deal. So looking at the stats situation, it looks like right now the ninja is actually in the best position to give me any kind of trouble. I think I might want to take that temp or that idol off the board so that they can't temple farm on the inner ring or on the outer ring. I'm sorry. You know what though? It's just as likely to mess with them as anything. I'm not gonna worry about it. Not gonna worry about it. Yeah, let's start making our way in here properly. Oh, that's good. Our sword, yeah, got knocked out of our hand. Let's reclaim that. Excellent. So that one is have a good read. So nothing bad there, just nothing good. Kind of a neutral turn other than regaining our sword. I forgot that that creature doesn't actually destroy the weapon, it just tosses it out of your hand. So that roll was how many squares away it was going to move. Because actually I don't think it mattered so much that it was a weapon. I think it just selects a random item from your inventory and throws it away out of your inventory. Now that I'm remembering that card. Alrighty. Let's continue our trek through the lovely dungeon. Craft 3. Sounds good to me. Love that cracking whip. And we'll take the gold, I guess. Doesn't really help us, but doesn't hurt us either. At this point, the fate is what I'd be most interested in replenishing. Obviously, in addition to the strength of the craft. Fate, strength, and craft are what I'm really looking for out of those rolls. And actually, ironically, I was trying so hard to build strength this game, but it looks like craft might end up being my dominant stat. Although I do have the Colossus, so that's something to factor in. And here's another craft fight. Nice 6. That was handy. Oh, nice. Got a spell out of that too. Oh, that's a nice spell too. I might just cast that. Another life. Never hurts. Let's go ahead and grab that. Let's see. Yeah, it's only wasting 1 point, turning in 8 there, so let's go ahead and do that. I'd rather have the stat. And actually, let me queue up that time warp spell, then I can take 3 turns in a row and make this even closer to ending. And actually, I'm going to queue this up so I can take them both. Let's see if I can reclaim that spell when I cast it. That would be interesting. Okay, so here I go. Cast that. Spell claimed. Yes. Does that come back into my hand? Yes, that totally worked. That's awesome. So I'm going to get 3 turns, and then next time my turn comes around, I'll get 3 more. So I could actually, like, theoretically win without them getting to move again. Alright, there's a strength 2. Go ahead and auto kill that. Gold, because you can never have too much of that. I guess we'll go ahead and, in the interest of moving further into the dungeon, we'll go ahead and pay this Joker. Certainly got the gold for it. Oh man, I don't really want to give up my Colossus. I'm just not getting the rolls I need here. It's fortunate that I'm getting all these extra turns. Oh, passageway. Okay, this could be good or bad. I think it's going to be bad. Yep, it's going to be bad. Oh, actually, I don't have to encounter it, so that's good. Because, yeah, nothing about this is anything that I want, so we're going to ignore that. And then we'll go ahead and queue that spell up again, so I get 3 more turns when my turn comes back up. So yeah, that seems to be the trick to it, is you have to make sure you get that spell call queued up while the other spell is being cast, so that you can actually claim it. The timing of that seems a little tricky, but I think I got a better handle on it now. This is a really handy combination of spells to have, honestly. Alright, let's head on in here. Hopefully we can get past some of these crappy squares. Casket, not really of much interest to me. Of course, craft 9. Lovely. Alright, well, gotta do what we gotta do. Oh, bad roll. Oh, man, just barely beat me out there. That's a shame. Oh well. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Oh, and he takes my Colossus, you scumlord. Forgot about that. I forgot about that. Oh well. Oh well. These things happen. Trapdoor is going to send me back to the beginning. Lovely. Lovely. Strength 6, craft 7. I think it's going to trap me, yeah, before it lets me do that. Yep. You know, it's giving me all the grief right now. Alright, so it's a craft creature. Alright, hopefully I can at least get a craft victory here. There we go. There we go. That's something good that came out of that. get our life back that we lost. Good times. Let's go ahead and see if that's a good turn in. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Yeah, you know what? I'd rather have the point. I'd rather have the point because the dungeon can be so rough. I'd rather just have the point. Yeah, let's go ahead and just move in. I just want to get in here. I don't even think there's any way they can win this fight, is there? Let's see. Oh, yes they can. Oh, I guess I should have paid. I guess I should have paid. Yeah. I was feeling bad about doing it again without thinking about it, but I really should have just done it again because I certainly had the gold for it. But at least I'm just down to my normal complement of lives now. I didn't lose anything. So now that I've lost the Colossus, I feel like I really have to play for craft now to go for the victory because the little bit of the strength advantage I had is gone now. So let's see. I believe the trapdoor went away. Yeah, so I should be able to win this, or I should at least have a decent shot at it. So let's see what we can do here. Oop. That extra strength's gonna bone me. Oh, yeah, I don't want to lose my sword, so I'm glad I didn't use it there. Oh man, buzzkill, buzzkill, buzzkillington. Oh, that's all right. Hopefully, I'll just be able to move past that square and disregard it. I think that's just a bad news square, honestly. Not to be confused with the Bad News Bear, which is like a youth baseball organization of some sort. Ooh, baby, that Craft 10 is not his friend. I think he used the cross to kill it, actually. He's like, nope, kill it with fire. Alright. So we're gonna advance, because once we get past this corner, we're actually in a much better position to work the dungeon here. Another strength 6. Man, we're just drawing all the fun cards, aren't we? Well, at least we didn't lose our sword. Oh man, but they're rolling hard. Dungeon creatures are rolling hard tonight. Man, that's bad. Oh, that's real bad. That was a double life loss on that one. Man, this could be it for me. I could be in trouble here. Just caught like a couple of really bad breaks in a row. This could be it for me. Surprised the knight dares come in here with the stats that he has. Doesn't he see how I'm getting wrecked? Curse you and your armor. I meant to transmute that. Consarn it. Okay, I need a break here. I need the game to show me a little mercy. I'm not sure that it's going to, but maybe I have a prayer here. Let's see. Craft 3 should be an easy win. Yeah, that's an auto kill. All right. Something's going right. Now let's see if I can get something good. All right, fate point. I will take it. That'll help. That will help. Let's see if I can hold it together. Okay, I believe that's the torturer. Uh, yeah, so now we're gonna go to this square and draw a card instead. What do we got here? Oh, nice. That's handy. Makes me wish I had rolled the life on the on my roll, but whatever. Having that deep in the dungeon could prove very useful. That might actually end up saving me. I can't believe this knight is coming into the dungeon with the stats he has. He must have gone loco roco. Okay, draw 3 cards, or fight the strength 6 thing again. Now I could die here. I could straight up die if I don't roll well in this fight, or he rolls really well. That's a scary situation right there. Um, but drawing 3 cards is no joke either. I mean, that could be anything. There's some really big, scary cards we haven't seen yet in this dungeon deck. I mean, that could really go a bunch of different ways. I think, honestly, that I have to go with the devil I know, because drawing 3 cards in the state that I'm in is just too chancy. And I do have a fate point, so there's at least a chance that I could succeed here. So let's see if we can win this fight. I really need to win this fight game. That's a good roll. That does it. Alright. That's real good. That's real good. Alright, give me a life. Nope. Oh, I'll take the fate, though. I will take the fate. I will take that fate. Okay, so that's a 1 and a 6. That improves our odds in future fights. Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good. Very good. Have I mentioned that that's good? I'm still very concerned about only having 1 life. This is a very precarious situation I'm in. Very precarious. It almost makes me want to try to retreat out of here and try to get my lives back. Let's see what the roll is. 6. I think the game's trying to tell me something. I think it's trying to tell me something. I think I'm going to listen to what it's trying to tell me. Let's see if we can get out of here. Better to retreat and live. Oh, but there's a strength 8 dragon for my troubles. There's a strength 8 dragon for my trouble. Oh no. Oh, so scary. So scary. Oh my goodness. Woo, baby. All right. All right, give me some money. You crazy dragon. Man. All right, give me a life. Give me a life and I'll stay in the dungeon. Nope. Spell. Spell could be good. Black ice. Could be good. Could be useful. Hey, dragon, how's it going? We're going to turn that in because we need every point of strength we can get. Really wish I hadn't lost that Colossus. See, there is that pool of life sitting out there, which is very potentially useful. Like if I get to the pool of life at least, and then hit the village and get my lives back, I'll be completely happy to run back into the dungeon. The situation is just way too sketchy right now. Not feeling confident in my current situation. Like this guy's about to lose a follower to the werewolf. Standoff on the fight. Alright, game. What do you got for me? Another 6. It really wants me to leave. It's like convinced that I should leave. We're gonna go with that. Give me another turn. Nope. Let's read a book and contemplate our fate, shall we? Ah, there's the pool of life. There it is right there, ladies and gentlemen. I will take it all day, every day. All right. Alleviates the immediate threat to my existence. Because now even if a pestilence comes up, I won't immediately die from it. But I do still need to cap off my lives here before I return to the dungeon. And I did manage to pull that off still holding 2 fate. So I'm in a pretty good spot right now. Let's go head up to the idol and go for a temple roll. Maybe I can get a stat point. 11. That's pretty good. I think that's 2 fate if I remember correctly. Yep. Oh my goodness, can you even believe a dark cultist with 4 fate? It's like Christmas up in this piece. Alright, I really need to get this life situation under control. And then once I do that, it's pretty much on. Pretty much on. Pretty much on. Oh man, somebody got toaded on a witch. Looks to be them. Alright, let's just verify we don't have anything good over here. Nah, that strength 7's nothing I want to mess with in my current state. Let's just go ahead and draw over here. Gold, I will take it. Don't really need it at this point, but I will take it. Oh man, that toad has seen better days. Ooh, that ring. That ring. I wouldn't mind having that ring. Alright. Crags are not my friend. Alright. Let me see something. Roll 2 dice. The result is equal to or less than your craft. You may evade trapper. If it is higher, you must item, but you may not roll. Yeah, I kind of feel like it almost doesn't matter. Let me go over here. Alright. There's something weird happening there, like where it's not even letting me roll against him, I guess because my craft is too high or something. Oh man, I wish I had that spell steal for that. Wish I had that spell still for that. That would have been nice. And I couldn't because that wasn't cast on me. You're wondering why I didn't play that there. Okay, I think I might be able to bounce over here to this portal and use that. Yeah, I have to encounter this guy, but that's maybe not a bad thing. Let's see. Hopefully I get a good roll here. 3 to 4 ignored. Okay, that's fine. And we're going to take this thing. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to go to the village. Just keep it nice and simple. We'll just pay for our lives there. And that'll keep us close to the dungeon. Go to the healer. Heal up. Excellent. Alright, now we're ready to go win this thing. Let's go win this thing, shall we? Ninja, you better not even be thinking about going for the end. You don't have the stats for it. You're just gonna die. Yeah, that's it. That's more like it. I'm glad you listened to reason. Alright, let's get in there. Craft 10. Well, I am Craft 10. So if anybody's got a reasonable shot at killing that thing, it's me. Let's do this. 4 is decent. 2 is not decent. Yeah, I'll take it. And that's the power of having full lives, ladies and gentlemen. You just don't care. And look at that, more fate. Oh my goodness, 5 fate on the Dark Cultist right now. 5, count them, 5 fate on the Dark Cultist. Oh, and 1 point away from being able to get 2 craft on 1 turn in. So we're definitely going to hold off on that. Definitely going to hold off on that. Yeah, I think that trapper might be bugged because it's not even rolling when people land on it. Might be a good bug report there. We got AIs taking Warlock quests. That always kills me in this version of the game because the Talisman does you no good whatsoever. Aren't you guys paying attention? I mean, we've established from last time that the AI is capable of winning this mode. Oh, craft 8. Very nice. You know what this means? 3 points of craft on 1 turn in if I win this fight. We gotta go for the reroll. We have so much fate. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Giving them the business. Here comes the master move right here. Take the gold, fine, that's cool, whatever. I probably could have blown a fate on that, honestly. But, so this is going to be 3 plus 10, 13, plus 8, 21. 3 points of craft in 1 turn in. That's what I'm talking about right there. Now there is one item I would like to have for this final encounter, which is this book, which I believe gives +2 to craft, or maybe even +3 to craft when you're fighting in the dungeon. If I can draw that book on the way to the end, that would pretty much seal the deal. But I'm going to just try to farm craft as much as I can on the way to the end of the dungeon. But I mean, even with the stats that I have right now, I have a pretty good shot at winning, even if I didn't gain anything on the way there. And especially with all this fate and full lives. feeling reasonably confident that my vengeance is going to take place here. But, as is always the case in Talisman, you do not want to get overconfident, because that is pretty much going to be your undoing. Okay, so I don't have any followers to lose, so let's just go ahead and advance deeper in here. It's just playing for position right there. Being where I want to be on the board, even though it didn't really benefit me in an immediate way. Alright, really don't want to go to that corner square because that just confuses things. Let's hang out here for a minute. Recraft, sure. Auto kill it. Blah. Got more gold because we apparently cannot have too much gold. My back is getting sore from carrying all this gold. The ninja wisely re-rolls that. He's definitely building some stats. He's definitely building some stats, but not nearly fast enough to catch me. No real threat from him. Alright, now this square was death earlier. Now I would have to fight that strength 6 without using my weapon, but given that I'm up to strength 9... Oh, it's actually strength 8. It's actually not as big of an advantage. This square is kind of meh in terms of usefulness. I'm going to go ahead and hit it. Well, let's see what's back here. What's back here? Anything worth? No, it's stupid passageway. Okay, I'd rather take the chance it may be getting something off of this one. This is not going to be an ideal circumstance at all, though, and I'm not going to use my sword because I don't want the mist thing to kill it or the slime thing to destroy my weapon. Poor roll. Good roll. Well, I got tons of fate, so whatever. Ah, crud. Yeah. Kind of knew that was going to go down that way. That's a really crappy circumstance. This thing's sitting on that square together like that. That's alright. Again, playing for position. Just playing to be on the part of the board I wanted to be on. You go, ninja. You be you. You do what you're gonna do. Whatever crazy, diabolical thing that might be. That's funny. That was almost really funny. At least he gets to pick his stuff back up. I was gonna say, yeah, he's got to drop that talisman. Alright. I could get vengeance on the vampire for eating my follower. I might do that, just because that would give me another point. And why not? Why wouldn't that be a good idea? I don't have anything to lose by going to him, so light him up. Die! Take that life back. Absolutely we will. I don't think there's anything really to be gained here. Yeah, there's nothing really to be gained by even picking that up, so I'm just going to leave it there. And as I recall, I got 3 craft and 9 craft. So we need a 2 craft creature basically to get 2 points with 1 turn in. See if we can manage that. A 2 or a 5 actually would do the trick there, because I could combine the 5 and the 9 for 14. I think there's a pretty good chance of me getting that on the way to the end. Being a little less aggressive here than I probably would be if I was playing against actual people, because frankly I'm not concerned about these AIs. Like, neither one of them has built sufficient stats to be a credible threat to me. I mean, the ninja's the closest by a wide margin, and even he's not that close. Okay. Go ahead and draw 1 here. Oh, this guy. Yeah. With gold. Move backwards, gain a gold. Move forward, join you as a follower. Yeah, he acts like a... Oh yeah. If I could get him to join me as a follower, that would be excellent. That would be excellent. Lose 1 gold. Let's try the reroll since we have the fate. Maybe I'll luck out and get the 6. Nope. Backwards 2 spaces. Boo. Alright, that's fine. Maybe we get a better card here. Let's see this follower. I can't have him because no evil character may have them, so I'm not even going to read the rest because I don't want to know. I don't want to know what I'm missing out on. I can't take it. It's too painful. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go because you're evil and you can't have it, even if you wanted to. I think that's not how that song goes at all, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. It's probably the exact opposite. Anyway, let's see what this guy does on the Mystic. Gets a spell. Good for him, I guess. Alright, it's definitely time to put the hammer down and start to get a little more aggressive about trying to move towards the end of the dungeon here. Of course. Of course it's going to make me go to that square. Well, you know what? You know what? You know what? This is the time I kill it. This is the time I kill it. I have a good feeling about this. This is going to happen. I'm going to kill this thing. You ready? You ready? You ready? We're going to kill this thing. Ready? Here we go. Kill it. That was funny. You're a funny game. You're so funny. You're so funny. You're dead. Dead. Ooh, spell. Let's see. Oh, bolster. Excellent. So, let's see. Cast on yourself when you're about to engage in battle or second combat. Yeah. Okay, so we'll use this for the end. That'll be awesome. We're going to auto-kill that thing, because why not? And we'll take the gold, because the talisman is meaningless. And it's all about having way more gold than you need. We are the 1% as far as talisman gold goes right now. So I can turn in the 6 and the 2. Yeah, let's turn in the 6 and the 2 and get our strength up. We're hanging on to that craft until we get a little more. Alright, I'm in a pretty good spot now. There's not much left in this dungeon that's going to pose a serious threat to me unless 2 big creatures end up on the same square. That's the only thing that could really put the bumps on me at this point. free craft, or yeah, free craft point for the ninja. Talisman are just littering the ground now because nobody needs them. So I guess the AI must have some awareness of the fact that it doesn't actually need a talisman in this ending. Because it just doesn't seem... It seems like it'll carry them if it has the room, but as soon as it needs to drop something, that's like the first thing it drops. Okay, let's get on in here, into the depths, as it were. Oh, look, a talisman. That's hilarious. Sure, we'll hold on to it. Why not? Keeps it off the board. Keeps the board from getting cluttered up, if nothing else. So actually, the ninja is not in a bad spot. He could actually come into the dungeon now, I'd say, pretty safely, if he so desired. I'd rather draw a card than eat. Strength 4, cool beans. Kill that sucker. What you got for me? More fate? I like it. Give me the fates. All the fates. Let's see, that's a 2 and a 4. Yeah, so I'm 1 short on the strength. And 2 or 5 short on the craft. Or 4. There's a bunch of different combinations of craft, actually, that would get me at least 1 point. Nice roll. The knight powering through there. You know, the knight's not looking too shabby now either after that pickup. Yeah, the knight is not looking too shabby either. Although interesting that he chose to take the craft, although I guess he wanted to balance his stats out. That's not necessarily a bad idea. Alright, let's get on it. Oh, there's the book. Nice. No good character may have this. Add 2 to your craft. During your turn. Okay, yeah, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Nice. Feisty. Alright, so that's pretty much the I win button right there. That's pretty much the I win button. Let's go seal this deal. For real. Oh, there's the instructor. Could have used him a while ago. 6. Excellent. We're going to draw 2 cards. That gets us within striking distance also. No evil character, so I'm not going to read it. Strength 5, but this guy can only be killed with a magic object, so it's pointless. We're going to stalemate. I guess I'm going to go ahead and burn that 1 craft creature to get my craft up as high as possible. Just because I might not get another chance to turn in before I have to do that fight. Yeah, with 16 craft versus the 12 craft of the guy at the end, I have a pretty good shot at winning this if I can land on him. and especially with 2 fate available for the reroll. So even if I roll poorly, I can probably make up for it, or at least have a shot at it. Oh, and I also have the bolster too. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be so tasty. This is gonna be so tasty. Are you kidding me? Huh. Okay. So I think everybody just got their spells shuffled there. Yeah, it looks like it. So let's see, what's this one? I think I know this one too. Okay, that's going to be a battle thing, so that's not going to help me anyway. Let's just see if I can, daggone it. So now I got to decide where I'm going to land. Summoning circle. I don't think there's anything on the board that's that scary. Let's just grab whatever. That thing. Yeah, right. Auto standoff. Fine. So with this bolster, or brainwave, I think it is, I'm going to be able to basically double my craft for this fight with this thing. So I'm going to absolutely destroy it. So actually getting that spell swapped was like the best thing that could have happened, because I'm basically going to be starting the fight with 32 base attack. This is going to be so off the chain. Oh my goodness, we're creeping up on this square like 1 square at a time. Are you serious right now? Are you serious? No, come on, let's get this over with, please. There we go. Come on, here we go. Make this happen. And we are gonna cast that. Bam. Oh, that's right. It's actually only my base craft, I think. I forget why that's that way, but anyway, we're still gonna cream this guy. So we're gonna psychic combat, and boom. Impossible for him to win, and he rolls a 1, completely fumbles it. That's what I'm talking about. Screenshot in the house. Alright, let's do this. Vengeance is mine. Vengeance is mine. Vengeance is mine. So if you saw that stream from yesterday, you know how salty I was about losing to the AI, so that had to be done. But I think next time I play this, I would like to play with actual people. I actually had intended to do that tonight, but because I lost the bonus stream game yesterday to the AI, I felt like I needed to reclaim my stature in the game. So now that that's taken care of, next time we play this, we can actually play with people. Assuming that we can get people who won't drop out like a quarter of the way into the game, which is always the tricky part. But I think with this ending, we might be able to encourage people to stick it out more, because I've played 2 games with this winner takes all ending now, and both of them have been well under 2 hours. So I feel like that's a good sign that this is the kind of way you want to play the game if you want a shorter game that's still pretty satisfying, and you want to make sure that the game gets completed in a reasonable amount of time. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, though, when that new patch comes out and they actually let you set a turn limit on regardless of what ending you're using, I think that's going to open up a lot of possibilities too. But for right now, the winner takes all thing seems to do the trick. So I'm definitely going to be playing more of this on stream, because this is just a game that I really enjoy streaming and enjoy playing, and we'll definitely get into playing with some more people in subsequent streams for sure, and especially when the new patch and the new expansion drop, there will definitely be way more Talisman on stream once that happens. But for now, I think that's going to wrap it up for today. We're getting close to normal sign-off time for me anyway, so I think going out on a win is the way to go out. if I say so myself. So, hope you folks have enjoyed watching. If you like what you see here and you want to see more of it, be sure to hit that follow button. Always appreciate that sort of thing. And until next time, this has been Talisman Digital Edition on the stream.